Hi, welcome to Juliana's Kitchen. If you thought homemade pizza meant pepperoni and mozzarella, this video might just change your mind.
These are two of my favorite pizza combinations. They take an ordinary pizza night and turn it into something gourmet.
You can still make pepperoni for the kids while treating yourself to something a little fancier.
So if you're ready to try pizza night with a gourmet twist, let's get started.
You'll want to preheat your oven to 450. First thing you're going to need, obviously, is some pizza dough. And I'll put a link in the description to my dough recipe if you need one. It's enough to make 2 thin crust pizzas or 1 big fluffy deep dish style pizza. But I'm going to make 2 thin crust pizzas tonight so I can show you guys my 2 favorite gourmet versions. And I'm just going to make it in an ordinary metal cookie sheet pan because gourmet doesn't have to mean pizza oven, pizza stone, and all that extra work. You can just make it simple in a cookie sheet or a metal pizza pan. If you want to know how to make the crust have a nice defined edge, you kind of just press into the bottom around the edges, and you can see how it's nicely making a very thin crust, which is what I want for this thin crust pizza.
The secret to an extra crispy crust is to actually par-bake the dough before we put the toppings on. So we're going to pop it in the oven now for about 5 minutes at 450 degrees.
While the first crust is par-baking, let's get the second one ready for the fig and pear pizza. For the fig and pear pizza, we're going to use a different sauce instead of tomato sauce. And to make that sauce, it's also super easy. You want to use 1/3 cup of apricot jam and a teaspoon of balsamic vinegar reduction. It's thicker than balsamic vinegar. If you don't happen to have the reduction, then maybe just use 1/2 teaspoon because we don't want it to get too watery because that'll make the crust soggy. And then you just want to mix that up and we'll set it aside until it's time to put that pizza together. You can use whatever kind of meat you want on your pizza, but if you're going to use things like this Genoa salami or prosciutto, I'll show you what I do because these are they're too big to put these big circles on your pizza. So I make them in nice little rolls like this. And then because this one is hot, I don't want big chunks of hot on the pizza. I'm going to do little rolls and cut those rolls into just quarter-sized pieces and set those at the ready. With the prosciutto, of course, you want to take the plastic off. And it's very thin meat, so I think it's too thin for the pizza just the way it is. So I am just making mine in little rolls by cutting the whole strip in half and then just roll it into little cylinders like that, and they will decorate our pizza beautiful. When your crust is par-baked, it'll still be light in color, but you want to remove it from the oven and cool it a minute so it's easier to work with. And how we're going to work with it is cover it in some pizza sauce. You can just use whatever pizza sauce you have if you buy ready-made, but if you want to make homemade from scratch, it's super easy, and I will link the recipe in the description below for you. You want to spread your sauce as thin as you can get away with, because if we get too thick, then it makes your crust a bit soggy. We don't want that. If you need a measurement, I would say it's about 1/2 cup, maybe 2/3 cup. But it's a pizza, it doesn't matter. You don't have to make exact measurements. That's the fun of it. This first pizza is the Hawaiian Mediterranean version. So that means we're going to top it with some ham. And I am just using a couple pieces of Black Forest ham. The same kind of stuff you make delicious sandwiches out of. And then Hawaiian, of course, we need some pineapple. You can use canned pineapple. If you do, I would cut the little chunks thinner. It makes for a nicer pizza. And if you have one or you're going shopping anyways, fresh pineapple is amazing on these pizzas. And then I think it wouldn't be a pizza if we didn't have some mushrooms on it. You can put whatever toppings you want on it, but this is about me sharing my favorite combinations. So if you're looking for some new ideas and you like all these crazy food combinations, I think you're going to love this one. Next up, we're heading to the Mediterranean now. We're using some marinated artichokes. And you can see that I've cut them really thin. It's not a good idea to use canned artichokes or frozen or fresh ones. You want the marinated ones because they have that nice Mediterranean, Italian style zing to them. And then I think Kalamata olives add little pops of pizzazz because they're kind of salty. And if you weren't able to find Kalamata olives that don't have the pits in them, this is the easy way to remove the pit. You just squeeze it between your fingers and tear it. And then you have yourself some salty little pops of pizzazz to go on your pizza. Because they really do add an interesting flavor to a pizza. They're not the same as regular black olives. They have a little saltiness that makes them extra awesome. The next ingredient is another Mediterranean, sun-dried tomatoes. And you want to get the ones that are in olive oil. And just put a few, there's no particular measurements, but a couple tablespoons. Just put a few of them around the pizza. And these last two ingredients, take it over the top. Some fresh basil, you've heard of that on a pizza before, but fresh rosemary, it's a deal breaker. It is so good. Because once you try it, just a little bit of fresh rosemary on your pizza, you're never going to want to have it any other way. I don't think dried rosemary would have even close to the same wow factor. So it's worth a trip to the grocery store if you don't have any and you want to try it. A couple of sprigs is all you need. And then the same with the fresh basil. And I'm putting it on now before we add the cheese because if it sits on top, it tends to burn. And then I like to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Gives it a little extra zing. I think I have about a half a cup of fresh grated Parmesan cheese here. And then the last thing you want to add is the mozzarella cheese. And just try and cover any basil that's peeking out. And I'm using about 7 ounces of grated mozzarella cheese. And we're just going to pop this one in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. The prep work for this next pizza is pretty easy. You just want to slice some fresh figs into rings, probably about 5 or 6 per pizza. And you're also going to want a little bit of pear. Slice it nice and thin again. And I leave the yellow on just because I think it adds to the look, presentation. And for the meat on this one, we're going to use some of that prosciutto that I showed you earlier, and Genoa salami, and some Cambozola cheese. If you're not a fan of the blue cheese family, you can always just use brie or mozzarella. But if you do like blue cheese, you are in for a treat with this combo. So this one's nicely par-baked. It's time to put that sauce on. And you want to, again, just do a thin layer. So let's add the meat. And I'm using some spicy Genoa salami and that prosciutto that I showed you how to roll. And if you want a little bit of mushroom, because it is a pizza, you gotta have mushrooms on a pizza. Now it's time for the stars of the show. So let's put some of that pear on. All right, fig time. I'm actually gonna save a couple figs, pieces of fig, just to put on the top after it's cooked, if you want to do that for presentation's sake, because they do kind of get lost in the pizza, but they're so delicious. Wait till you take a bite of this one. You're gonna think you went to grown-up pizza heaven. And believe it or not, rosemary is the magic spice on this one too. So if you bought fresh rosemary, I'm sure you will use it all. And since I'm not using any basil on this one, I am using a little bit more rosemary so that you can actually taste it. And now we'll add that Cambozola cheese. You can leave the rind on or cut it off, however you prefer. And it is a strong cheese compared to mozzarella, so it can be a bit overwhelming. So I am just going to kind of put it on randomly. For the amount of Cambozola cheese I used, it's about 4 or 5 ounces, somewhere around about 130, 125 grams. And I think this pizza also needs just a little bit of mozzarella to finish it off. I'm so excited to eat this pizza. I almost forgot the walnuts. You do want to add some because they pair so beautifully with the fig and the cheese. And now we're just going to pop that in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. I can't hold 2 pizzas at once, so I'll just show you one at a time how the fig and pear turned out. It smells amazing. And the Mediterranean, that's how easy it is to turn your pizza night into something gourmet. The kids can have pepperoni and the chefs can have something a little fancier. Thanks for spending some time in the kitchen with me today. We'll see you on the next video.